Geek Myths, a novel about life, love, and the pursuit of sonic screwdrivers. Available in paperback and Kindle edition from Amazon.
Scanning for audio.
Welcome to a Tin Dog podcast. This time I will finally be talking about the Battle of whatever it was, episode 10 from 2018. Not that there's much of 2018 left, but you know, these things matter. Seriously, they do. You're probably wondering why I've not actually bothered uploading this one. Normally during the week I kind of do, enough podcasts before the next Doctor Who's on TV. Well, there isn't going to be another Doctor Who on TV for at least another 3 weeks, on the 1st of January 2019. Now, of course, I'll record a whole extra podcast all about what we can all get up to in 2019, but there isn't going to be any more TV Doctor Who apart from that one episode on the one day. Now, it makes sense that the Christmas special isn't happening on Christmas. I don't like a Christmas special. They put me on edge. They're never truly satisfying, and, well, they're just not for me. It's nice that there isn't going to be, regeneration at Christmas and things like that. That's a good sign. I don't mind from a podcaster's point of view, from a personal point of view, not that I actually don't watch Doctor Who when it's on, because, once you've got a kid, you want to be able to watch it rather than be interrupted, so you don't watch it when it's on. I get it. I get all of that. That makes sense. But the fact that it's not on just feels a bit weird. My wife's over the moon. She wasn't pleased that it was on a week later, but she is over the moon that on Christmas Day I won't be doing that thing where I'm constantly looking at my watch or worried about what's going to happen. Because you know me, I get tense when Doctor Who's actually on, that the whole world is going to realise that Doctor Who isn't quite as good as I believe it is. That we've finally been caught out. The big trick is over, the game's up, and there's going to be no more shows. I'm naturally paranoid. Some of you are with me, some of you think I'm mental, but that's fine. Now, another reason that I've not done the podcast so quickly is because I've been catching up with my big finishes. I've been listening to Survivors. Oh, the new series of Survivors, which is potentially the last one Big Finish will be doing. So good. Seriously. I've been catching up with Unit, with Star Cops, with all of the things that always fall by the wayside while I'm watching TV Doctor Who. And you know what? I've just been caught up by them. So will you forgive me? I think so. I also hope you've been enjoying the last ever Big Blue Box podcasts, formerly from Starburst. As people who like to have the complete set of things, I thought you'd quite like to receive those 2 missing podcasts on the feed. I hope you enjoyed those. So, that's enough housekeeping. What did I think of the end of Series 10? Well, perhaps that is the real reason I've not bothered to podcast. It was alright. That's it. It was alright. I think the Uks were stupid, seriously. I mean, let's face it, these are creatures with psychic powers who can move stone, can shape the elements themselves, have tremendous powers, and all it takes is some bloke to turn up, shrouded in blue light, for them to believe he's a god. Makes no sense. Yes, the strange atmosphere on the planet messes with your head, but it's their planet. Surely it shouldn't be messing with their head. And also, is it the existence of the other, 9 planets? Is that where the distress calls are coming from that the TARDIS picks up? Does that mean that there's actually life still on those planets, and when they get returned everything's fine? Or does it mean that those distress signals were sent in the last moments of their existence before they were crushed out of existence by the Uks and placed in the stasis cubes with what looked like the golden snitch inside each of the boxes? And so on. What's it all for? I know it would have been so tempting, and I'm sure that line was in the script somewhere, because it did feel, yes, like the pirate planet and squashing planets, which makes no sense, but it's all a bit Avengers-y as well. Yeah. Has this series soared higher than an eagle? No. Has it challenged you? No. Have there been some lovely moments? Yes. Has it been tremendously well written? Yes. Has it pulled at your heartstrings? No. Perhaps it has. Perhaps it's just not hit my emotional beats, which isn't a crime, it's just the truth. So, I think the Ux only following orders is a ridiculous excuse and should be ignored. 3,000 years this guy's been hanging around looking like he's just walked out of a biker shop with a stupid face on, being a rubbish predator. He's got a bit of a wheezy thing going on, and I just didn't like it. I just didn't do anything for me. It's not the sort of episode I'll be coming back to. Again, Yaz wasn't given very much to do, and I know you had the whole emotional journeys for Graham and his grandson and all that business. But so what? You know what? If this had been a Joss Whedon show, Graham would have shot. He truly would. But it's a kid's show. Remember that. This isn't made for you. It isn't made for me. Unless, of course, you're a kid listening to the Tin Dog podcast. In which case, welcome. Come on. There's loads of room. There used to be a lot more people here. I wonder where they've all gone. Oh, yeah. They all got bored of some bloke just rambling insanely, like I'm doing now. Crashing on. Look. There are some brilliant things I can say about this story. There really are. But you know what? It just wasn't for me. There are other episodes from this series that I've enjoyed more, that I will be watching again and again. Not a problem. Just perhaps not this one. It didn't feel like the end of a series. It felt like episode, say, 10 of a 13 run. Something impressive, something with a bit of a build-up, something with some plot points labelled and left on so that they could be dealt with later on. There's a lot of loose ends with this series. So perhaps we are coming back to try and sort them out. But I don't really want Tim Shaw back, because he's just a bit rubbish. So yes, there are Pirate Planet moments, and yes, there are all sorts of references to other things, but you know what? We just didn't care. Or perhaps that's me. The new Doctor is very, very good. She needs to be a little bit David Tennant less, and a little bit more herself. Make the role her own. I know that Series 2 is usually so much better than Series 1 because the writers have decided which bits they want to latch onto and which bits they want to expand. It's as if there's a regeneration crisis, but that's because there's been so much flux going on. The series has looked superb. The music's been brilliant. Yes, I can even handle that bit of the opening music. Not a problem. Have I enjoyed it? Yes. Have I enjoyed this particular episode? It's alright. Because I know in a few weeks' time, episode 11 will be my way. And that's apparently epic. I know so. Chris Chibnall told me so. It says so on the front of Doctor Who magazine. Will the war criminals, the Ux, ever see justice? I suspect not. They've just become tourists and decided to wander the universe, having a chat with people. And moving some rocks, probably. But you know what? If you didn't like this version of Doctor Who, there's some lovely stuff from Big Finish. So with that, I'll fade away, and I'll be back very shortly to talk to you about other things, like Star Cops, like Survivors, and like more Doctor Who. So until next time, be seeing you.
That was the Doctor Who Tin Dog Podcast, available on iTunes, YouTube, Twitter, RSS, Vimeo, and across the internet. Doctor Who and its associated properties are all copyright and trademark of the BBC. No infringement is intended. Why not become a supporter by visiting patreon.com/tindog. Contact the show on tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.